Wouldn't it be nice if someday you could pick up the paper with the headline saying, Jesus is alive and well? All we see today in the media is decreasing attendance at church, increasing atheism, shutting down of churches, persecution of churches. Everything we see is the work of the devil. We see an increase in agnosticism, we see an increase in atheism, and we see an increase in witchcraft. But wouldn't it be marvelous if someday the headlines read, yes, Jesus is alive and well? And Jesus would be alive and well if we make him that way. The only way that this world is going to see salvation and redemption is if we make it that way. There's no other way that he's going to have a witness if it isn't for us. And yes, every single one of us has the obligation by our baptism to go and to make the message real. We don't have to live in this world of degrading values and morality. We don't have to live in a world that's being pulled apart by hatred and division of every kind. We have the ability to make a world that is worth living in. One of truth, of beauty, of goodness, of love, of acceptance. This is all the work of the devil. All the degradation of our society, the absolute fall, if you will, of another civilization, just as it did in Rome and Greece and Babylonia and all the ancient civilizations that once were thriving civilizations. And why did they all die? Well, they all died because they lost their morality. They all died because they put away what they believed in as their God. So what we need to do is we have to turn our focus around. We have to turn our whole way of living around. We have to turn the way that we think to a much better place. And that's going to happen only if we do it. Yeah, we say, what can I do? Society is in much more control of whatever it is than I am. There's nothing I can do. Oh yes, there is. There's something all of us can do. And it's up to each and every one of us to follow the prescriptions that we were told we should follow. We have to have a moral life. We have to have a life that has some kind of moral compass, something that's telling us that there's a difference between right and wrong. We just can't keep giving into this immorality, or not even immorality, amorality, because many times today people don't have a conscience. They don't know the difference between right and wrong because they've never been taught it. They've never been shown it. And when you don't know something, then how can you participate in it? And we've got to turn the education around of what people know. And that can only be done if we're willing to take the challenge to go and make it done. We do it by living a moral life. And you'll say, well, what does my life do? I don't do much. I'm just a simple person. I just stay around my house or do my job or whatever. I'm not a politician. I'm not somebody who has great power. No, but you do have power. You have the power of one. Not only the power of you as one, but the power of him as one. And when you have him as your number one power, you don't need to worry about your moral life. Because when you accept that moral life that he gives you by the natural law of what's right and wrong, you will do what's right. And other people will notice that somehow you're different. And the reason why you're different is because you are living the rule of the natural law, which is what God gave to us. And that was to love God as number one and love your neighbor as yourself. And it's up to us to follow that. And when we do, we can change this world. But we have to believe that we can. And if we don't believe that we can make a difference in this world, if we don't believe that we can make a difference in the lives of other people, then no, we won't. We won't do that. We're only going to do it when we have the faith that we need, the trust that we hope in, and the love that we share from the love of God, that we will make a difference in this world. And we can. So accept the challenge. Read the newspaper some morning and wake up and see what it says when it says in the headlines, "Yes, Jesus is alive and well." Thanks to you.